What's in your game room?
Welcome back to episode 2 of What's in Your Game Room, and today we're going to feature Andrew Lenny. He's the other half of the VGCC.ca group. How you doing, Andrew?
Good. How are you?
I'm not too bad. Thanks for having us here.
No problem.
You've got an impressive collection that I can see.
Not bad.
And like I tell everyone else, how'd you get into gaming? To collecting, sorry.
Mainly, I used to play Nintendo. I got it when I was about 6 years old, Christmas time, and sold all my games, garage sales like everyone else, and wanted them back. And once you start, it's hard to stop.
So did you start off collecting nostalgia games, then finally learned, there's more to Nintendo than what there is?
Absolutely.
Like that?
I got back all the games I had when I was a kid, Double Dragon, Contra, those ones, and then started seeing how many there were and went after them all.
What are your favorites?
Oh, definitely Contra is number one.
Awesome game.
That was the one we all played when we were kids. Double Dragons for sure. Final Fantasy 1 was huge when we were growing up in schools. Everyone got together and talked about who got the farthest every day and things like that.
Yeah. Now, I see that your giant collection here is mostly just Nintendo. Why do you collect just Nintendo?
Nintendo's what I grew up with. My cousins were big into Sega and things like that, but for me it was Nintendo. I had Nintendo. My parents ended up buying me a Genesis instead of a Super Nintendo.
You kicked that right to
to
the
match
curb.
my cousins. Well, I had to ride with it because they wouldn't buy me a Super Nintendo, but then I got a 64, and since then it's been all Nintendo.
So you're pro Nintendo now.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I've noticed behind me, which we're going to show some B-roll footage, that you are really big into amiibos.
Yeah.
You
I
got
do.
into that craze.
I did.
Why?
I just think that they look cool, like the actual figurines. They're well made. I love Nintendo, and it's like a toy that also does something else. So instead of just collecting toys, if I ever want to, I can actually use them in the games now. I know the games now, they're not greatest, but they are talking about making specific amiibo games, so hopefully the games do get better.
Yeah, you are right there. They are actually really well made, and but we don't really get any cool Nintendo figurines in North America. Lately,
No.
we're getting some really cool stuff with that World Nintendo figurine
Yeah.
stuff, but I understand. I collect amiibo too,
Yeah.
and I can't stop.
No.
Now that I'm this far, will you ever stop collecting them?
Once you're as deep as you and me are, it's hard to stop now. You got to have all the Smash Brothers, and soon we'll have to have all the Mario parties, even the doubles. Like, you don't need two Marios, but when you start, you can't stop.
Slightly different pose. We have to have it now, just like even the gold ones.
Yep.
So, in this giant collection of cool Nintendo stuff, there's some stuff that really stick out that you don't really see often. And can you care to show us what you have?
One thing I have here is I have a Game Boy Micro that's actually sealed. It's one of the rare Game Boys. I do have them all boxed from start to finish, and you don't really see the micros boxed or even sealed because they were really short run life on these things. So
For people who don't know, the Game Boy Micro is basically a Game Boy Advance, but really small with a built-in lithium battery. But it has a great screen. Unfortunately, it's only an inch and a half big.
yeah, but the clarity makes up for the size of it.
And you can change out the faceplates. But that's really
Absolutely.
cool.
Another game I have here is I have Action 52.
One of the greatest games ever made.
Yeah, quality right here. But it's the rarity. I ended up trading for it at a store. I spent about $40 garage selling on video games and records, and ended up trading it to a store. So it really only cost me $40.
That's pretty cheap.
Now,
Now,
it
what
was
is
an awesome deal.
What does it usually retail for?
I think over 200, between 250, I think.
Now, this is something that's really cool. I love box systems and all, and I thought I've seen every boxed NES version that's come out, but I haven't seen this one. This I was
Right here.
drawn to it right when you came out, and that's an action set, but obviously it's different. It's a smaller box. How did you come across this?
I actually found it online. I thought it was complete, but the foam was the wrong size because this is the shorter, fatter box. The foam that was in here actually fit the challenge set that came with Mario Brothers 3, and I ended up having the box for the challenge set, so I just took the one out of here and put it in that box.
Yeah, it's really weird. I want it now, but obviously you won't give it to me.
And I can't find any information online. I tried to find another one. I can't find it anywhere. It's definitely Canadian because it's got
Yeah,
the
two languages.
Yeah, the French on there. So, but I can't find any pictures of it or anything.
Which box do you prefer, that one or the original action set one?
I like the original action set one because that's one we all got when we were
Yeah.
kids.
Now, with everyone that goes video game hunting and stuff like that, I'd love to know like what kind of scores you get. Like, what's a great score that you come across that you know you get so giddy and you just try to hide your excitement, just make sure they don't want to like second guess what they're selling to you. Tell me one of yours.
One happened actually last summer. I actually made a video about it. I went to a garage sale and like always I asked if they had any video games, and the mother was there with the kids. They said no, and the dad kind of just said, huh. I said, well, what does mean? He goes, well, I might have something in my garage if you want to come see. So I went to his garage and he ended up pulling out 5 or 6 systems and a whole plastic case full of games and boxes and everything. And I said, well, how much for everything? So I told him, I'm not sure if it's working, I don't know, that's all untested.
You don't care, you just want it.
I said I want it all, and he said, shoot me a number. And I said $50, and he said sold. And I looked at him and said, I could have said pretty much anything. And he said, yep.
Wow.
So it was a great score. He was happy, and I literally filled my entire backseat of my car for $50.
Really? Do you remember any like great titles that was in that box?
There was boxed Mega Man 3s. There was Double Dragon's Battletoad for Genesis.
Nice.
Not to mention there was a Sega Saturn, a Sega CD, a Genesis, a 64, a Nintendo. Everything was there.
So you made your money back on one system right
Oh,
there.
easily, yeah.
That's amazing. You are one of the co-founders, should I say,
Yeah,
of the world's largest swap meet in all of Ontario.
absolutely.
How did that start?
It started, I was at another local show and I was getting overrun, and I called my dad to help me sell at my table because I couldn't keep up. And he looked at me and said, why is there not more of these? And I said, I really don't know. So he said, well, why don't me and you start one? So we did. And we found a local place. We did all the work. The first show only started off with just over 50 vendors. And after that, it was so much work. I approached Pete and said, do you want to help me with this? And we'll take it to the next level. And the combined forces of me and Pete have turned it into Canada's largest, if not North America's largest video game swap meet, and over 120 tables sell out, no problem.
It's insane.
Yeah,
Well, I'm so happy that you started it.
yeah, it's
And
good times.
It's always such an excitement around the community when it's coming, because it is the best place to go when you want to collect games. And for collectors like us, it's the only place where we can actually find games that we want. Well, this is awesome. I had a great time talking with you. It was great to see your collection. I like your box Game Boys. I like how many NES games you have, which I'm very jealous of because I have probably a third of this. Your Amiibo collection, which scares me because it's overtowering me.
Yeah.
But it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming.
If you like what you just saw, please subscribe, like, and comment. And don't forget to check out our other videos.